Are you ready to find your voice, fulfill your purpose, build unstoppable confidence? And are you ready to learn how to trust, accept, and love yourself enough to do the work to create what you want in life? Oh, and do you want to learn how to do it without burning yourself out, sacrificing what matters most, or compromising on your values? Then you're in the right place. I'm your host, Crystal Stanton, a certified coach, human design enthusiast, entrepreneur, and podcast host on a mission to guide women into their true, authentic success, to help them recognize their power and to step out from the shadows and into the woman they were always meant to be. Around here, we don't do grey, unaligned versions of our life. We don't settle for what we should be happy with. Around here, we do big, bold, courageous, fulfilled, rich lives, and we do it in an aligned, nourished, and truly authentic way. If that sounds like the life you want, then stick around and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Fearless, of Fearless. I get it all muddled up. Welcome to this episode of Fearless. Now, this episode is a little bit different because this isn't actually an episode I recorded for the podcast. What I'm going to share with you today in this episode is a recent Q&A inside the free Fearless Collective Facebook group. So if you didn't know, I do have the free Fearless Collective Facebook group as well as the members area, the paid Fearless Collective membership. And every Thursday at 11 o'clock, Queensland time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, I do a Q&A. So this is my way that I like to sort of serve the community for anyone who isn't in something else that I offer, and answer questions that come up. So it might be questions that people have about a podcast episode, or it might be just questions that they have about, how do I transform parts of my life? Questions about human design, questions about habits and standards and subconscious reprogramming and anything and everything. I usually put a thread in the Facebook group for people to pop their questions. And so I wanted to share this Q&A because even though it is, you'll see when we get into the episode, the question was related to the cyclone event that is happening right now and may have already happened when you listen to this episode in Southeast Queensland. But the question gave such a great scope to dive into some concepts that I think are really important, really foundational for anyone who is trying to be more, do more, and have more in life, who is trying to create some level of transformation and change in their life. So I hope you enjoy this episode. And if you are looking for a community where you can start to transform your life or make changes in your life, or just increase your fulfillment and joy and happiness in life, come and join the Fearless Collective Facebook group. It is completely free, and like I said, once a week I do a live Q&A inside the group. Okay, enjoy the episode. I have had one question come through, and it's a great question. And I don't know, this question was just someone letting off a bit of anxiety, a bit of steam, but it's a great question because it gives us so much room to go into some fairly deep concepts that are very transformational and key to you actually being able to start to shift things in your life. So the question was, how do you stay zen during a cyclone event, right? So to all of my beautiful friends, family down in, the southeast Queensland corner, you're sort of preparing for an unprecedented event. For some of you, you will have memory of it happening in the 70s. I think from what I've seen, it was like the last time a cyclone actually came through. So you're preparing for, a bit of an unprecedented event. There is a lot of uncertainty and unknowns. So obviously our brains, your brains are probably freaking out, right? Because the brain is designed for it's designed to make predictions, and it's designed for efficiency. So it will be trying to make predictions, and both of those things are about keeping us safe. So it will be trying to make predictions about how to keep you safe when it does, and the only way the brain can make predictions is based on past experience. So there'll be a bit of a mismatch going on here where it's like, well, I don't have past experience of a cyclone, so here's my world knowledge and experience, so I'm just going to use what I have and shove that in here to fill the gaps. So that's probably creating some extra anxiety as well in your brain. So like, it's a very valid question. And I was really keen that this question came up because it gave me a lot of ideas of what to talk about. Now, first of all, as someone who moved from the southeast corner to North Queensland and like went through this, like, oh my gosh, cyclones, like I've only ever seen these on the news and they seem quite scary. And then actually going, like, living in a place that sort of went through that process, I have a little bit of like lived experience of that. Not that I was directly in the firing line of a cyclone, but when Cyclone Debbie came through Bowen, I was living just north of Bowen. So I did see like the after impact of that, and I did have family and friends that like, lived through that experience. So I do understand the like the fear and the unknown and the uncertainty, and I do understand now from a brain perspective like what will be going on inside your physiology as well. But what I do want to say before we go into some deeper concepts is just prepare what you can, make your home and your yard as safe as possible, have supplies like water available to you, or have a plan. I have seen a really good post going around that's being shared, and I can possibly share from someone I've seen into this group, of just some really clear guidance and advice on what to do. But my biggest piece of advice for you is get off social media. Turn off your TV. Do not watch the news for like, God, just like, if you do one thing to help you stay zen during a cyclone event, it's turn off the news. Do not put that shit on, okay? The news is not designed to inform us anymore. The news is designed to make money. They make money through the amount of people watching it, and the only way they keep people interested in watching it is through creating hysteria and fear. So please turn that shit off. Don't watch it anymore. Get off social media. Like, have your if you have a radio, you can tune in to any broadcast that way so that you don't actually need your phone at all. But if you do need your phone for the advice that's coming out, download the Bomb app, follow that. There are a couple, Weather IQ and Higgins Storm Chasing are two Facebook pages that I think are quite reputable, that share information without fear mongering. So I think they're quite what's the word? They have like, their authority is good. Okay, so I would follow them if you had to follow something on social media for information. But if you are, please don't go to the comment section. Just stay away from that shit. Just like, stay right away from that shit. And I mean, this is just general life advice too, by the way. Like, fucking comment sections in Facebook groups or on threads or on posts, just stay away from them. Stay away. Anyway, if you want to protect your peace, getting off social media as much as possible is a really great way to do that if you haven't already curated your social media so that it's not full of stuff that activates your fight, flight, freeze response and gives you a bunch of perceived threats over and over again all day. So, that was a big one that I wanted to share, okay? Don't watch the news, get off social media, prepare as best you can, and then it's just about how do I keep my nervous system regulated throughout the event. And there's a couple of other things that I want to share with you. Now, the first thing I want to share is that we choose how we feel. So when you ask, how do we stay zen during a cyclone event? You choose it. As simple as that. You choose to be zen. You choose to be peaceful. because the bottom line is we are responsible for how we feel, and we choose how we feel. So we get to, as adults, choose what emotion we are feeling. I will also add to that thoughts precede feelings. So if you are noticing, I am anxious, I am scared, I am worried, I am stressed, I am heightened in any kind of way, that's a cue for you to go, what am I thinking about here? What thoughts are going on that I'm not aware of? What unconscious thoughts are happening right now? Because you have a million thoughts going on all the time. Most of the time, they're quite negative. Right? So go back. Now you can sort of pattern interrupt those thoughts. You can do this visually. You can do it with a word command. Like you can literally say, stop that when you hear those thoughts or when you become aware of them. You can like picture like a TV screen and throw a rock at it to interrupt that thought pattern. But that is something that takes time, because the more and more you send that signal to your brain that I'm not interested in these types of thoughts, the less it's going to send those thoughts your way anyway. Bit of an NLP concept there. So that is something you can do in the moment, but also you can use like a thought formula or a mind shifting formula. So something, because the truth is that all of our thoughts are illusions. Everything we think is made up, right? We make it up. So you get to choose your thoughts because you are the thinker of your thoughts. So you can choose to move your attention to. So this is like self-talk you can say to yourself when you notice like, oh my God, my thoughts are just like, I'm thinking about like the worst case scenario. I'm stressing about things that aren't in my control. I'm worrying about like, you know, the shed, there's a bit missing in the shed, or this gonna happen, or this gonna happen, or I heard this on the radio, or heard this. Like you can hear all those thoughts. They're all negative. None of them are serving you in that moment. Because the fact is, you cannot control this weather event. I mean, some of us are practicing with some energetic concepts, and anyway, we're not going to go there today. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control that this storm is coming. So all you can do is prepare your home as much as you can, but it's not in your control. So it is not worth wasting your energy being in that loop of fear and anxiety and stress. Okay, that's just doing damage to your internal system. And it's going to be making things seem worse than they actually are. So you really want to practice just being right here in this moment, right now. What's going on? Right now, I'm fine. Everything's fine. I am safe. Right now, everything's fine. I am safe. Right now, everything's fine. I am safe. Right? It's as soon as we start thinking about the past and like, oh my God, last time we had a storm, this happened and this happened and this happened, it was terrible, and the insurance company did this and blah, blah, blah. Or we've got fear of the future, like, oh my God, the storm's going to come and the roof's going to blow off and what are we going to do and blah, 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 right? None of that you have control over. All you have control over is right now. So staying present and remembering that, saying to yourself, I am the thinker of my thoughts. I choose to move my attention to. So move it away from whatever thoughts are creating the feeling you don't want to have to thoughts that are going to create a different feeling, which might be presence or joy or gratitude or safety. Okay, beautiful soul, just interrupting for a minute to talk to you about something that I'm really, really excited to share with you all. Now, if you are listening to this podcast, you're potentially someone who is in a bit of a transition period in life. Maybe you have been in a career for a long time and you're looking to change career paths or to realign or get more clarity around your current career. Maybe you're building your own business and you're just feeling like you can't quite get the clarity you need to get the momentum happening. You're not quite sure what it is you're here to do or who it is you're here to serve. Maybe you're really struggling to figure out or revisit or redefine your identity, your life purpose, and your life direction. Now, I am really, really excited because I have created a very simple tool that is going to help you get the clarity that you are seeking. Transitions aren't just about, the next job or the next phase of our business. They're really about rediscovering who we are and realigning to who we are at our birth frequency. And that is where true authenticity comes from and true authentic success comes from. Now, what I have created for you is an incredibly simple tool that you can use to create clarity, alignment, success, progress. I am so excited to share this tool with you. And that tool is my aligned business roadmap. I am so excited by this tool and what I have been able to create. And I am absolutely so grateful and thankful for the incredible feedback that I have received about this tool. Now, what this tool does is it helps you create a growth plan that is aligned with your human design and your astrological frequency. So if you are wanting to build a thriving business that feels completely aligned with who you are, or if you're already in a career and you're just looking to leverage your unique human design and astrological blueprint so that you can craft a strategy that is actually designed for you, and you want to do it all in less than 1 hour without needing any in-depth knowledge about astrology or human design, then the Aligned Business Roadmap is for you. What the Aligned Business Roadmap is an ultimate ChatGPT prompt, mega prompt, that you can plug in step by step that's going to combine your human design and astrological frequency into a tailored strategy for you. It's going to provide a detailed roadmap to help you create a business that is aligned with your energy and your goals, no matter what they are. It is super easy to follow, even if you are new to human design or astrology. This isn't just another template. This isn't just another list of things you need to check off and do. This is the foundation for you to start becoming the person that can show up and hold the business, the career of your dreams, and actually achieve the goals that you have. It's your foundation for a supremely aligned, powerful strategy that works for you. No more chasing what everybody else is telling you to do. No more feeling overwhelmed by the hundreds of things that are out there that are always being thrown in your face. This is tailored to exactly you and your specific energetic blueprint, your birth frequency. And that is where true authenticity and authentic success comes from. So what you get inside this really simple tool for $47 is a clear guided prompt to help ChatGPT create a personalized growth strategy for you in any area of your life. Instructions and insights for deeper understanding, or you can just use it as a simple start point if you are a beginner, right? To create some clarity on where do I want to go and what's the most aligned way for me to get there. Also, it has the flexibility to dive deeper on your own or work with me to put the plan into action. Remember, business is not a one size fits all, and that is where so many of us are getting ourselves stuck. We're tapping into cookie cutter strategies and there's no real authenticity, no real us, no real soul inside them. So by tapping into your human design and astrology, you'll be able to unlock clarity, alignment, and a path that feels natural, nurturing, and fulfilling. Okay, so I hope you're as excited as I am. Get ready to start transforming your business or your career. Say goodbye to all of the overwhelm and all of the generic strategies. Get ready to step into alignment with a strategy that truly resonates and watch your potential become a reality. If you are ready, head to the show notes. The link is in the show notes. $47. Go and grab your Aligned Business Roadmap today. Go and check out the testimonials from the other people who have already used this tool inside their business with incredible success. All right, big love. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Okay, so, think about positive examples of when you've been in a situation you're fine. Think, I choose to shift my attention to the fact that I can do hard things. I choose to shift my attention to the fact that I have insurance. It's just a house, it's just possessions. As long as we are safe, everything is fine. I am safe right now. Right? I choose to shift my focus to gratitude, like anything at all. Just shift your focus anytime you notice, oh, I'm feeling this kind of way, which means I must be having these kind of thoughts. I'm the thinker of my thoughts. I choose to move my attention to. And that is you can use that for anything, okay? Any feeling because our thoughts precede our feelings create our reality. So if you're in a reality that is not your preference, what's the feeling that is linked to that which you don't want, and then what are the thoughts, and then we're working from that, okay, to change that. So that's one way that you can stay zen, is choose. I choose to feel. How do you want to feel in this event? I want to feel safe, secure, grounded. I want to feel calm, right? I want to feel calm during this event. I want to know that everything is, and always will be fine. Okay, has, is, and always will be fine, because the truth is, it has always been fine, right? It has always been fine. Yes, you may have experienced hard things. Yes, some things may have felt insurmountable in the moment, but you are here. You are here right now. So it has been, is, and always will be fine. Okay? And if you're really struggling to get out of that loop, use a Socratic method. Okay, go in, just like give yourself permission. All right, let's go in. Let's go right into this. Cyclone is coming. I don't feel zen. Okay, what is the worst thing that could happen? And then whatever that is. Okay, what would be so bad about that? And then what? And then what? And then what? And then what? And eventually we all get to one of the greatest human fears is, well, I could die. Okay, and then what? You know what I mean? Like, so you can use a Socratic method, and your answer to the question, I might die and then what, really depends on like your belief system. Okay, whether you know and believe that you're a cosmic being, and that before you were here you were somewhere else, and after you're here you will go somewhere else, and that energy, in terms of quantum physics, energy like never goes away. Like, it's always there, it's just in a different form. So I don't think we'll go deep there today, but that is just something else that you can consider, and another method that you can use to help you stay present. It's like, okay, well, all of those things might happen, but even if it does, everything has always been fine, is, and always will be fine. If something happens to my home, it is a home. And this is really where we want to start practicing. And again, this is just like tools for life. We really want to be practicing unattachment. Because the reason why we get so fearful in these situations is because we are attached to things. Obviously our life, obviously the life of the people we love, but we're also really attached to things like our home, like the stuff that we have in our home, right? And we get so attached to those things that at the end of the day don't matter. I'm not talking about people's individual lives, but the things that we've accumulated, at the end of the day, they don't matter, right? Because anytime, and like I can talk about my grandparents' resilience, incredible resilience, as an example of this, because they have lost loved ones and homes and possessions multiple times in my lifetime, and they continue on. They continue on, and they are still loving, compassionate people. My grandma still has faith. Like, I've never asked my granddad, but I know like my grandma still has faith. Like, and they have lost loved ones. They have lost their homes to fires, to floods. The possessions that they lost in the fire, that then lost in the flood, and they are just such an example of like, while it's nice to have those things, and some of those things do hold sacred memories, that at the end of the day, the things don't matter. And that even if we do lose them all, we will still be fine. And my grandparents are such an inspiration in how they have met those extreme life experiences and continued on. And like, to be honest, haven't really let it hardened them in life. And they've just continued on. They've started again. They've just continued on. So a way that you can stay zen during a cyclone event or any difficult moment in life is reminding yourself that I can do hard things. Right? Think about all of the things you've experienced in life that were hard, that you have journeyed through, that you have survived, you have lived through, and you are still here. And then practicing that, not being attached to things, because that's really what's creating the stress, the anxiety, the worries, the attachment that you have to those things. But at the end of the day, nothing is permanent. Things are just things, and they do not matter. They don't mean anything about us. They don't mean anything about who we are and what's possible for us. And it is 100% possible to get other things back, okay? And it's impossible to continue on as the person you are even when these things are lost. So I think that was it in terms of what I wanted to share. I actually made notes about what I wanted to share in response to that question. And if you watch the Q&A back and you have follow-up questions about that, because maybe some of that stuff you're like, what the frick are you talking about, woman? Like, this is nonsense. My brain is rejecting this hardcore. And, you know, if you want to tell me why it's wrong or it doesn't pertain to you, or if you have questions, please share it all, because this is how we grow, learn, and evolve, is by questioning, is by staying curious, is by, you know, resisting, because once we figure out what we're resisting, we can lean into it to find out what's going on underneath it. But also through that resistance is where we can learn new things and where we can update the context of our brain as new content comes in. But what I would really like to invite you not to do is to allow your brain to take this content and go, oh, that doesn't apply to me, and just completely disregard it. Okay? Because that's what our brain does. If content we receive doesn't match our context of the world, our subconscious programming, our identity, our beliefs, what we believe to be true and correct, the brain will just be like, okay, get rid of that, because it's about efficiency. It's not going to hold on to information that does not match the worldview, right, of the person that is receiving that content. And this is why change can be so hard, because we might receive content that we need, and on like a conceptual level, we understand that content and we're like, okay, that makes sense, but our context hasn't changed. The subconscious programming underneath, the identity we hold, the beliefs that we have, that the patterns that actually run our behavior hasn't changed. So even though we've got that content now, we still can't implement it and integrate it and actually use it, because our context hasn't changed. So depending on, you know, what you've looked into, what you've learned, your journey, your lessons, your karma, this information that I've shared, your brain might be going, bullshit, unnecessary, useless, not helpful. Get curious about that if that does happen, and ask any questions that you do have. And, you know, challenge in a respectful, loving way. That we're fine with that, because this is about sharing our individual wisdom and the knowledge that we have so that we can all grow and expand together. Okay, 20 minutes, that's a pretty good length for a Q&A. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So reach out, send me a message as well. Like, I love to chat to you all, and I love to learn more about you. Share your examples too of how, you know, if you have been through these types of experiences, if you have any wisdom. And, you know, I purposefully didn't go into mindfulness, you know, tools that you can use. I purposefully didn't go into nervous system regulation stuff, because I feel like that's information that most of us already have, and it's quite readily available and accessible. I wanted to go a little bit deeper into what's going on in our brain, the transformational psychology concepts, you know, that we can really draw upon in these hard times, in these difficult moments, in life in general, because they're really the foundations for creating transformation in your life, for creating what you want in life, in being able to be more, do more, and have more in life. All right, look at the shadow of this bush in front of me. Okay, that is the end. Big love, everybody, and I will see you next time. Okay, everybody, I have a little secret that I need to let you all in on. Now, you know that I am all about feeling good, staying energized, and keeping my mind sharp so I can go out there and live my own fearless life and create my life by design while being able to meet and serve others. So, I have found something that helps me to do that amongst the chaos of holding it all, right? If you're anything like me, you are in a transition period. Maybe you're moving from one career to another. Maybe you're building your own business. Maybe you have a family. Maybe you are juggling multiple hats all at the same time. And whilst we know that we have to support our mind, body, soul, our nervous system with the right habits, standards, routines, to help us feel our best, sometimes we just need something a little bit extra to help fill those gaps in the chaos of life, right? Well, I have found something that does all of that and more, and it's called Happy Juice by Amar, the mental wellness company. It is a total game changer. Now, I have to admit that when I first heard about Happy Juice, I was very skeptical and I really didn't think that it was going to live up to the hype that I had heard all about it. Now, I have to tell you that I am a changed woman. I have been completely, my mindset about this has been completely changed. I've been using Happy Juice now, drinking Happy Juice now for about 3 months, and honestly, the results speak for themselves. So what is it? Well, basically, Happy Juice is a delicious drink that is packed with science-backed nutrients that support your gut-brain connection. Because when your gut is happy, your mind follows. So what it does is it helps boost your mood, sharpen your mental clarity, and give you sustained energy without the jitters or crash of something like coffee. Plus, it also is going to help you manage your stress, improve your motivation, and support your overall mental well-being naturally. There are no synthetic ingredients inside this drink, which is something that is really important to me. I have personally been loving how much more focused, balanced, and energized I feel throughout the day, especially juggling a business, 2 kids, Evie starting school, juggling multiple rehearsals for my creative endeavors and pursuits that I'm in, as well as recording the podcast. So I have really, really loved how this drink, this really simple tool in my toolkit, has been helping me to fill the gaps and support me as I go out there and create this incredible dream life that I am chasing. So if you want to experience it for yourself, head over to the show notes. There is a link if you are overseas, say in the USA, and there is a link if you are here in Australia, New Zealand. Go and grab yourself some Happy Juice today. You will get $10 off using my link down in the show notes. So cheers to feeling amazing inside and out. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I really hope you received exactly what you needed from it. I absolutely loved sharing it with you. I'd also love to know what you thought, so please leave a comment or review for me to respond to, or just come over and say hi on my socials. If you'd love to be a guest on the show, or maybe you have a question or a topic that you'd like me to talk about, then please send me a message. I absolutely love to connect. And really, this podcast is all about you. And your success. So tell me what you need to hear more of. If you really enjoyed this episode, please give it a like, or even better, send it to someone you know to spread the love. Let's get this authentic success movement happening. Okay, that's it from me. Big love. Now go out there and be amazing.